Oh, I was just thinking, I was trying to figure out how using the phone I could. 'Cause you used to be able to just do it horizontally, and it was great. I think they got rid of that option though, which sucks. So I didn't feel like hooking up the laptop. I was just like, yeah, what, screw it. We'll just do it with the phone tonight. Because I actually don't really have any plans. I was thinking about working out a commission. I was like, be honest, I'm tired. I don't wanna. Hey, Art. So hopefully tomorrow and Friday is gonna be commission. Yes, tomorrow and Friday. I'm trying to remember what today is. I'm working on commission days. Try to finish. Speaking of Art being here, finishing the capes tomorrow. He's working on one. I got the one cape done. I gotta do the other one still. Oh, no problem, Neo Man. Hey, crazy. Yeah, I figure might as well, since we got it here, we're gonna unbox this live too. Just to make sure nothing's broke in it. Might do a review. Probably not today, but probably review these guys too. So I'm probably gonna get a set for myself because I do honestly like the look of these turtles better than the original release. Because what they are is the remastered original figures. But you get Splinter and Shredder, who they haven't released yet by themselves. So if you didn't know, actually I'm hanging out back here, but these were the original remastered, where they did them with the bumpy skin, which honestly I didn't hate. I thought it looked fine. They made them kind of unique compared to the original, but I will say smoother is better, just like skin. I don't hate them. Like it's like if to be honest, because if I buy this, I'm gonna leave mine in the box. I probably ain't opening it, especially from the problems I hear. Honestly, I think I hear for me Leo being the big issue. Because I've seen like pictures of him online where like Leo's like completely the wrong color or something's wrong with his head. But like I said, the one I was able to find looks like everything is all hunky dory. I like the box. I think the box actually looks pretty good. That is true. Photo wise, like I said, in person they're not that bad, but yeah, online, lights on them, it's a little hit and miss. Plus, I figure I get you guys' suggestions too because currently, like I said, I'm trying to downsize just a little bit because I'm currently kind of out of room. I made some room in certain sections because there's certain things I'm probably not going to be collecting as hard as I used to. Primarily import figures, at least at the moment with the way the tariffs are and whatnot. Like I have to pay for my Elden Ring Melina from Figure Arts from Miami, and I'm not looking forward to it. We're gonna see how well she does. Come paying for it, and if I don't mind, we might just continue doing it that way. But for the most part, the way like a lot of stateside companies are charging for import stuff now, it's just honestly like you don't get much bang for your buck like you used to. For instance, one guy I'm going to put up for sale is sadly Lyos from Delicious in Dungeon. I got the Figma not too long ago. I haven't opened yet because I've been kind of debating on parting with this thing because of what the price is. Because I can still get Marceline for a good price, but then it's like all the other characters are like 150 and up, and I'm not willing to spend 150 plus on per figure. I would just pick up the cheap pop-up rage statues. I'll be okay with that. I like the anime. I didn't like it that much to be spending like Monster Arts prices on every character. No SWAT cats because there wasn't even that many figures back in the day. I would like to get some SWAT cats because I actually really like the original cartoon. Uh, it's one of those series I'm surprised nobody's really hopped on either. In terms of just making some new stuff, like we got gargoyles, we got biker mice from art. Like it's odd that we got biker mice before we got street SWAT cats. At least for me, SWAT cats is like the more edgy show to be watching when you were younger. It was like that in Batman the Animated Series. But for like how much loving some of these other shows have got, it's just weird. Yeah, I know about the WWE figures, maybe just because I see them a lot. Then I like wrestling anyways, so I pay attention. I just don't buy it because there's just too much. But I do have like because my favorite is like growing up. I always really liked the NWO, so I have like a Hogan, a Nash, and a Hall. I also have some Danhausen figures. He's probably the new like my favorite wrestler from like the more recent eras. I always really enjoyed Danhausen. No Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest I was never that into though. So he was a little bit like he predated my time for the most part. Not that old. I do remember watching it on Cartoon Network growing up. But I like I said, I was never that into it though. Honestly, I like some of the other Hanna Barbera stuff better. Oh, what was the? It's like the Mystique. Trying to remember because there's like with Hanna Barbera back in the day, they had like Space Ghost, and then they had like all the clones of Space Ghost, and there was like Birdman. There was, and the one I keep forgetting is the Caveman one, where they were like on another planet, and there was like the dude, the girl, there was like a kid. They had some giant animal, like a goop, that hung out with them. I can't remember that well. Extreme Ghostbusters is sweet. I actually still have some of those because I actually had those when they came out. For some odd reason, my mom bought like pretty much all of them for me. Yeah, something always. Like I have a hard time remembering that one. Hey Parker, no anime. Again, this is not really in my wheelhouse. Like even like anything sort of like the Looney Tunes like all the Hanna Barbera. Like I watched it growing up, but I was never that into it. Like I didn't really get hard in the cartoons until pretty much anime. Hercules, that sounds right. Yeah. Two Stupid Dogs is sweet though. I remember Two Stupid Dogs. Well, isn't that cute? But it's wrong. Okay, sorry. I like that era of cartoons because I used to watch a lot of the Nickelodeon, like with Rugrats. You had like Ah Real Monsters, Ren and Stimpy, Doug. I watched those. And there was like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls. Never gotten the Johnny Bravo that much. Two Stupid Dogs is cool. Xenos? Not as much as I used to. I mainly stick with the movie ones nowadays. Movie ones or certain video game ones I still have. Mainly because I just really like the AVP arcade games, so I have those. But everything else is pretty much movie. But my personal favorite is I have the Colonial Marine Spitter Alien from Square Enix. Still my favorite one. Yeah, it'd be the Spitter Alien from Colonial Marines. It's my definitely my favorite. Next closest favorite, probably the Grid Alien, the EVP Grid Alien. I want to say I really like the Queen, but the Queen, it's kind of frustrating with her. She likes to pop apart when you mess around with her, so she's a little iffy. No, I think I've seen it, but that was another one of those. I wasn't really that into King of the Hill. Didn't hate it, but just never really watched it too much. It was like that, like Futurama and all the random off ones. Never got like I watched them mainly with friends, but never really by myself. I think the only one I really would like actively watch was like Old Family Guy and Simpsons. But eventually even both of those kind of waned off for me. Oh yeah, the lurker. I still need to get the lurker. That's like the one I try to keep an eye out for if I can get like a cheap one. I'll hop on it because I think he sits like around it's around 100-ish for the lurker. I don't think anybody made a figure of District 9. Solid movie. Favorite collectible? My go-to answers for that is my original Imperial Godzilla. I really like my MP10, my Masterpiece Optimus Prime that Jessica got me for like a wedding gift. I really like that one. Down here, those are all upstairs. Down here, one of my favorite ones is this guy. Just because he, like, growing up, this is always like my favorite giant robot. Is my Good Smiles Moderoid Kane that I put together and painted. Really love the way this guy turned out. And he scales really nicely with the NECA Robocop figures. And he's still posable. Like, everything's functional, which is nice. And the paint job came out really good on it. And funny enough, Hot Toys is making one of these, and I actually have it on order. I haven't ordered Robocop yet. I gotta get to it. One of the reasons why I'm trying to work on selling some things is because I currently don't have a spot for the Hot Toys one when it shows up, like end of next year. But I did put a down payment on it. Like I said, Kane's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite robot of all time. I just always thought he was like so unique looking. The way he was like animated, everything was just super sweet. He-Man's sweet. He-Man was another one. I liked it, but I never had like a good opportunity to really watch it. Like, I mainly, that one was more VHS for me. Like going to other people's houses, and they would have like a random VHS of He-Man, so we'd watch it. So that one never really like stuck that hard to me, but I can appreciate it. It's like GI Joe's. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, the OG Castle Grayskull's a sweet one. Just those old sets in general. Like, I wish I still had the Star Wars ones. Because I always really liked the micro play sets, or even like the heads that would open up into the play sets. I adored those things growing up. And I kind of wish I had more stuff of those. But the problem is now they're so expensive to get a hold of. Because just like finding them loose complete is near impossible for the most part. Or if they do, they tend to be quite a bit of money. Oh, with the brain? Yeah, I was gonna say, I got the Hot Toys. Sorry, the Hot Toys doesn't come with the brain. The RoboCop Hot Toys has the brain. So I'm planning on picking up the RoboCop, but I got Kane pre-order through Sideshow, so I can do a payment plan. RoboCop, I'm probably just gonna order one of my other sites, because that one I don't quite mind paying for, like when it comes out, and not doing a payment plan. So I'm not like doing like 2 payment plans at one time. Like, he'll be paid off, and then I can pay off just by the RoboCop. It's kind of what I'm hoping. No, I didn't get the Pumpkinhead figure. The Pumpkinhead figure's sweet, though. I had it on order, but I ended up canceling it. Because at the time, I didn't have... There was other stuff coming out that I wanted more. It's one of those, like, I wouldn't maybe mind going back to grab it. But if anything, I also could still just want the McFarlane. Because I have McFarlane stuff, so because McFarlane makes a Pumpkinhead, I kind of would almost prefer that one, even though I know it's not like the most posable thing ever. It's sort of like the Species one that we got too. Oh, the Karate Kid headband. Karate Kid's a good one. I don't think there's anything else super exciting, at least like order wise, that I got. Angerus is on its way. The Monster Arts Angerus is finally showed up in entertainment, because I pre-ordered through there because sponsor. But I think that's the only thing I've really like gotten really for myself. I picked up like I got some Sonic figures on clearance the other day. Tournament of football players. Yeah, that's usually what happened. A lot of like those kind of figures growing up, they just got used and abused. Yeah, the only thing I really want with the Angerus is I want to make another heads. I want to make like like the Mega Godzilla prying his head open is what I'm tempting to do. Like maybe like make a 3D print of it. Heck yeah, my really old Jurassic Park shirt that I use for pajamas. I'm pretty much in my pajamas right now. It's got paint on it and stuff. This thing I've rocked for quite a bit though. But yeah, like I mentioned, so I'm planning on getting rid of this just because the cost of these things went up way too much for me to really want to invest into them anymore. And I'm trying to debate on what else to possibly do to make some space because I almost want to kind of. Oh yeah, the cell shade ones. The ones that look really cool is Mondo does the X-Men ones, based off like the old TV show. It's a '97. Um, they do a Rogue, and I want the Rogue so bad. Rogue was like my favorite one from the show. I love the character. I loved her accent. I loved her hair. Just like everything about her is just like peak, peak what Steve was into till he got ended up where he was. Anatomy Park shirt. That's the Rick and Morty, right? I do watch Rebirth. Rebirth is solid. I'd say it's probably like my fourth favorite out of the bunch. I would put 1, 2, and World over Rebirth. But I liked it more than 3, for sure. Starts my feelings a little bit because I really love the Spinosaurus with 3, but like most everything else about the movie is just kind of. It's just fine. No. Didn't like Fallen Kingdom and really didn't like Dominion. Fallen Kingdom had its like ups and downs. Like I actually kind of liked the second half of the movie. I didn't mind as much. The girl plot was cloning plot was kind of whatever in my dinosaur movie. Yeah, the first Jurassic World I thought was fine. I liked the first one. The kids were kind of annoying. I think is my other real gripe. Like the one kid was just kind of just a dick to be a dick in that movie. It kind of makes him unlikable, and then when he becomes sort of likable towards the end, I still just like what he did earlier just irked me a bit, and then he's just like, "Oh, look, I'm a good guy now." Yeah, the Savage Land ones. Yeah, those ones. I'm tempted to grab those just because. I don't even know who the pterodactyl dude is. Sauron? Is that what his name is? I just like everything about the set. I think it's just cool. And Mondo's doing one of those. It's just like, oh my god, calm down. I don't have room for those things. But I want it. Oh, I don't actually remember Geriatric Park. I feel like I should. But yeah, so anyways, so like I mentioned, I kind of want to maybe put him in here when I get a chance. Problem is, it's kind of full in this thing because it's like prototype anime figures. This is probably the shelf that is gonna get moved, but I made space in another cabinet for those eventually when I get around to it. That's like my custom Power Rangers, prototype King Kong from Playmates, which I don't think you guys can see very well because the reflection and the light, and then some customs some people have made for me at the top. Alf's cool. I liked Alf growing up. I always liked the puppet stuff though. Like Muppets, you had Alf. One I really liked. Oh man, names are blanking. Because there was Married with Children, and then there was a show that was pretty much Married with Children, but with a puppet rabbits that lived in the basement. And I'm trying to remember its name. I want to say it was like Happily Ever After, something like that. I like that one a lot. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are sweet. Still wondering when NECA's going to make any more of them. Probably not, but because this Comic-Con was kind of depressing for NECA because there was just like nothing really that exciting they announced. Because it was like still waiting for more dinosaurs, and then they announced monsters, which is cool, but I'm kind of skeptical in buying those because I liked the monsters growing up. I liked them quite a bit. Problem is, the other show I was buying from them, they stopped. They didn't announce anything new for it, so I don't know if I want to pick them up because I don't know if I'm gonna get the whole cast. Yeah, Ash is one of those ones I'm surprised I always see it and then I never end up buying it. Cause I like Evil Dead. I mainly liked Army of Darkness. If anything, I need to get like Army of Darkness figures. Gargoyles died. Still waiting for Cold. It's Cold Heart. Is it Cold Heart? Never got him. That they showed off. Like he's on the back of boxes. Never got him. Yeah, I'll get the Badland Predator for sure. It's a movie Predator, so I don't mind having it. I still need to get the ones for Predator 3. I was kind of hoping they would redo them as Ultimates so I can buy them there. Cold Stone. What? I always think Cold Heart. And I think Cold Stone in my head always sounds wrong. Because I'm thinking of Cold Stone Creamery, the ice cream, every single time. Cartoon theme clocks. Are they like wall clocks? Or something that like you could put on a shelf? Oh, yeah, the Wolf Predator? Yeah. Yeah. I have a Wolf Predator, thankfully. Although my Wolf Predator is kind of damaged. So he's been kind of just hanging out in hanging out on my craft table indefinitely because he's got damaged feet. Nope. I'm trying to hook this back up, and it's like, you want to mute somebody in your chat? I'm like, no, they're fine. Yeah, Killer Killers be sweet. Your kids they're gonna adore it. One thing collecting wise, I really wish I was able to get is I had a buddy when he came over stateside for something, but he lived in Europe and he got a hold of me a Spinosaurus, and he was selling his Hot Toys Alien vs Predator figures, and he had the AVP ones, which were like my favorite ones, and those are some of the ones I wish I could have gotten a hold of. Oh, nice. Oh. Well, yeah, so. Oh, the Gorilla Alien? I actually sold mine a little bit ago. I sold all my Kenner ones. Mainly because I have all the original Kenner action figures. Well, major majority of them. That I didn't feel the need to really have them in the collection. Like, they were cool, but they kept going like lower and lower on the display base shelves, and eventually just kind of got like shoved in the corner. And I was like, well, I don't get to really enjoy them. Currently, the Ghostbuster figures are hanging out in that spot that they were, so I don't really get to see them too often. But they're just kind of like the thing I like, but the odd man out on like everything. Yeah, clocks. I don't really know the best way to display them because even like my action figures are kind of they're displayed whichever way that they could fit. So there's like I said, you can see. Oh, I'll just hold on to you guys for a minute. But it's just like I said, there's stuff on the walls, stuff on the shelves, more stuff on the walls. Alien, like there's stuff everywhere down here. Yeah, they definitely take over. The Power Ranger one is actually one I've been kind of debating on cutting down a bit on. Maybe trying to figure out some way to get rid of some redundancy. So I got rid of the Bandai ones a little bit ago because I had the Bandai Legacy ones. I got rid of those Rangers. I kept the Zords because I do like the Zords, and I have like the Morpher and some of the weapons and communicators still hanging around. Still kind of want to get Super 7 made a gold Megazord, and because the gold Megazord is canon, I feel like I kind of need one now. I've been debating on getting the Super 7 one, just haven't had as much money lately. Yeah, there's no Lightning collection, but it's like I have almost everything that I would want anyways. The only Ranger team that I feel like I need is Turbo. And nobody's made a Turbo set. Like, we'll probably get a 3-0 one before I get, like, any remote action figure set of them. But I don't want... But I really would prefer not to get 12-inch ones next. So, like I said, I like Power Rangers, but I like them for this scale. I don't like them enough that I need, like, giant figures of them. Like, each team. Because they just take up too much space. And while I really like Power Rangers, it's not one of those things that, like... I don't want it to be like... It's more the focus here because of just how many of them there are, more so than how much I like them. It's not like the turtles over there where I have the giant movie turtles and like every which way of them because my favorite movie. So definitely wanted to support that. Or even like the Star Wars ones. Like Star Wars is just like my life for like high school, for the like middle school, high school for the most part. So I don't mind having like the stupid giant figures of those. Yeah, Transformers I don't really do too much anymore. Yeah, the RPM Ranger, like it's like I said, it sucks. Like it's cool we got like one turbo, but like I need all of them. I would have liked like Mystic Force would have been sweet if they could have done those. I never even watched it. I just think the Ranger suits look sweet. Samurai would have been a cool one to be able to get all of them. I think that's pretty much about it though. Because growing up, like I watched up to Turbo. I watched Space. Primarily I watched Space because the turtle showed up and then I kept up with it after that. I still need to finish the Psycho Rangers. If anything, that's the one thing I still actually need to get from Lightning Collection. Is I'm missing a couple of the Psycho Rangers. The Neomorph? That dude? Yeah, he's kind of just like haphazardly on the shelf here. I had them displayed nice, and then random things happened, so they kind of tipped over. With the Protomorph, the Neomorph, and the little accessory set hanging on the back. I'd used Dutch for something not too long ago, as I think I had to take his gun. Looks like a straight cat. Pretty much is, for the most part. Yeah, it's like the AVP guys, like something knocked them over the other day, so the Celtics like leaning on Chopper? Is that Chopper back there? Who's leaning on the Elder? But yeah, Transformers is mostly, the problem is like I pretty much have everything I want. Like if I was gonna grab anything, it'd probably be like the Studio Series movie ones, but that's more Jessica's thing. So I mainly leave that for her. Anymore. Ooh, favorite Ecto one? That's a tough one. I have one. It's from the yeah, this is it. Probably the Ghostbuster guys kind of fell over too. It's like the one thing I think my house is haunted because I always come down here, random toys are always just like knocked over on my shelf. But I got this one, which is the Afterlife one from Hasbro, which I really dig. It's also covered in cobwebs. But this one's really cool. It's got a lot of nice attention to detail. And I kind of like the weathered look of it too, which I think is really sweet. I just kind of wish they made one that scaled with them. I know there's the HasLab. I know they were doing one, but it's just like I don't want to spend any more money on it. So I like that one. It could stay. I seen at Target they have a new RC one. That one's tempting. That one's kind of cool. There's an RC one. There's a DeLorean and some kind of Godzilla car, or just like a car with a cool Godzilla paint job. That one's kind of cool. The Ghostbuster stuff would be maybe the one thing I would be like also debating on putting up, only because I don't really have too much for it. And it kind of just hangs out. It's one of those things like when I don't collect something anymore, I always lean towards not wanting to buy it, keep them around. But the problem is like with the Ghostbuster stuff, I kind of have everything I want, so I don't mind them hanging out. Because if they made more stuff, I probably wouldn't want to get it anyways. Yeah, it's just one of those little personal things I always say a lot. Like sweet, like say like a lot. Because after cutting down a bit of this, because one thing is like same with the Star Wars stuff over there. I need more room for other Star Wars things. Like for instance, I actually got two more of them recently. A little recently, I got another Chewbacca. Which this one is the fuzzy one, where he kind of looks like a teddy bear. Funny enough, I never wanted to get this one, but I found one in the box that actually looked solid. So I decided to grab this one because usually it looks like too much like a teddy bear for my liking. Ugh. And then I also was able to get a hold of a Princess Leia in the Hoth outfit, in her Hoth gear. It's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. But they are sweet. They're sweet, they're tubular, all that good jazz. Favorite underrated kaiju? Does 98 Godzilla count? I feel like he's gotten a little bit more loving in the years though. Like it's not as shown nearly as much as back in the day. Like I remember when I went to my first G Fest and it was just like sacrilege to bring up that thing. But nowadays, like I said, there's like more collectibles on it. Man does a solid one. I still say my go-to is probably Gabara. It's not like the best movie. I just always thought his design kind of creeped me out, which is kind of something you want from your monster. Like the frog cat standing upright thing. Yeah, it'd probably be that or Giron from the Gamer versus Giron. I always really liked him too. As I said, there's a reason why I'm okay with a lot of the Gabra stuff showing on the channel. I dig Gabra. It's more as a thing, but I would say like if we're talking like underrated kaiju, like who really likes Gabra? I mean, really likes Gabra. Because I know the anime stuff I need to cut down a bit more on. I'm trying to focus it up a little bit more. Sort of in a little more degenerate way, but because it's like a lot of the characters like they've been doing bunny girl versions of, so I'm just like I could get rid of the regular version, just go with those for certain things. So I've been kind of like switching some of the ones off that I could get as versions of those. I wish I could get rid of the Madoka ones. The rest of the Madoka statues that I have them on eBay. Nobody's bought them. Oh, I've lost hair. Well, actually, I want to say whatever. The hair started getting pretty noticeable. Like I want to say 29, 28, 29. Around there. It was like around when I was getting married. It really started going away. But I also keep it really short now, so it's not as noticeable. But there is some here. If anything, over the past few years, I got a little more gray. So like, there's this little gray patches here starting to show up. Lost one arm here. Definitely got more back here. That helps you. I think the nice thing over like the past few years, I've lost some weight. Mainly because I cut back on sugar a lot. I think that's helped quite a bit. I'm not really drinking sugar anymore. It's mainly Coke Zero, zero sugar tea, like the diet drinks. I get a Slurpee once in a while. I used to get them like daily. Now it's like I try to keep it like once a week. The rarest is hard because there's like a couple of things that would be rare. Because technically, the rarest thing I have are the prototypes. Because they're all pretty much like 1-for-1s. So busting them out. But these I won at auctions. I won a few auctions that a toy company was selling off a bunch of them because they had a guy brought them in for them to sell, and then they just did like one big auction for everything. So there are a bunch of anime statues. That these are the test ones before they painted them. So problem is they're all skin tone for the most part. But like this one's from Martian successor Nadesco, which I actually like that anime quite a bit. Probably the most well-known one is this one here, which is I forget her name, but she's from Gundam Seed. This is the Mega House figure. Then the other ones are like there's like one from Girls Bravo, the Mightiest Disciple Kenshin. You could say that. That's like that's more asking like what figure's like worth the most because definitely value dictates would dictate that more. Because those I got pretty cheap. If I was gonna value them, I would put them at like more like I got them for like pennies on the dollar in terms of what I would consider worth. Because I also have like these I don't think were as rare. Because the figure's cheap. Because the figure that this is off of is the Playmates Giant Electronic Con. But I have the test fitting parts for that con. So this is like the factory sample that they send to make sure that all the parts fit. I have like all the limbs from it that I got off a guy that was mainly known for that. That is one thing I'm working on. The problem is of course with the tariff things, it got a lot harder. Because a lot of them weren't the hardest to get a hold of. The Bunny Girl is probably the Bunny Girl and the Kenshin ones are the pricey ones. Because each of their figures are like 100 something a piece. The other ones were prize figures, but it's just like it's like early 2000s is the Girls Bravo one. Yeah, the prototype C-Rex is cool. I will say it's worth more because more people would want it than those ones, but I think those are rare. Oddly enough, oh geez, I just noticed a Star Wars thing fell over. Not sure when that happened. Thankfully, I didn't murder anything, so that's cool. But you'll see here, there's a bunch of Bunny Girl figures. I'm going to try to move around my studio lighting real quick. Don't mind me. Because I don't really want to get her out. Actually, I can just flip you guys around. But that one there is the B style of Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. One of my favorite animes of all time. My favorite female character from an anime of all time. And they don't really make too many good looking figures. And that was one of the only ones. And she came out mid-COVID. So she was a pain in the butt to get a hold of. I waited almost a year for that thing to get to my house because with COVID, they stopped shipping. A lot of people canceled the orders for her. But I paid for it right when they stopped shipping. So it took like 6 months to get shipped out and then forever. So she's one of the harder ones to get a hold of, and they also don't make too many figures of her. So she's like about $1,000. You used to be the hardest one to do, but they've reissued you into the ground, so you're not nearly as bad anymore. Because he used to be like, both of them used to be like a couple grand a piece for these guys. Now they're more like in the hundreds instead of the thousands, which sucks. Watch Paracore Negro. That's funny. Good times, good times. Funny enough, the Star Wars stuff isn't really rare. I don't see the dewback too often. Hey, Steve. Funny enough, one of the, probably, if I go Star Wars that I had, that was probably the rarest. This one I never see. Oh, there goes Greedo. Greedo, no. But is this Anakin Skywalker with the pod racing stuff? Not the pod racing. The he's gonna fly the Naboo fighter. This is like the one I never see ever. It's always the small Anakin. So I was pretty excited to find that one. So now I don't need the small Anakin. I have that one. I also have Sebulba back there too. Another one I don't really see. I never really seen in person. So when I found a place that was selling them, again, not expensive, but kind of odd. Oh, actually, you know what? I got something. Got to move my little backdrop here. Don't mind me. Well, to be fair, when I was hard collecting a lot of the anime stuff, I had a way better paying job. So that's when a lot of the statues and anime stuff happened. And that's like between like my work and my commissions, I do all right. So, and a lot of this, like I said, I've been collecting since like a lot of this, like some of this is from like my early childhood, and then we're going on what, almost 20, like about 15 years I've been really collecting action figures. Like I said, this isn't even like the bulk of it. Anyways, so another really rare one is back here. We got some Kill la Kill ones. That statue's a pretty hard one to get a hold of. And then the two real action hero ones back here are decently rare. I sadly don't have the rarest one. I wish I did. But none of the Evangelions I would really claim to be rare. It's like super rare. But like I said, it's like a lot of it's not like stupid expensive, because it was like some of the Godzilla stuff upstairs is worth more than some of the things down here. But there's a few things down here that is worth more than like everything upstairs, like that Ryuko. I don't think I really got anything that caps at $1,000. I think she's pretty much probably the top dog around here. But I think I have like, well, there's definitely stuff in here that's rare, much rarer, but easier to get a hold of. But just like the want for them is not as high. Like this thing, for instance. This is a Lost in Space figure of alien Dr. Smith But what makes this one special is this is the one that came out before the movie came out. So it's got the little cover on the front here to hide what the alien looks like. It's kind of lifting up a little bit on the top there, but you also got to remember this thing's like 1998. This came out. And you get like the not colored in version of the alien on the back. Like I said, this one was released before the figure came out. So once the movie came out, the toy stores would rip this off so people could see them, or it just didn't come with them. Period. So finding one intact, kind of rare. It's only like a $50 toy, but it's kind of rare because not many people were really like fighting over loss of space. Oh yeah, the HasLab Yukon. I don't know. I'd say that prototype is it worth more than the prototype? Well, oh, okay, never mind. Because we painted the prototype, so it probably is worth more than the prototype. To be fair. Funko toy. Steve Breaking Bad. Okay. Yeah, because I remember what you told me for the C-Rex. Which I honestly, I would think the C-Rex would probably be... Honestly, what you paid for, I think it'd actually probably be worth more than what you paid, especially nowadays. Because I say another decently rare thing I have, or like I have a couple of anime cells too. These ones here are animes. They're cells from the animes. So I got a Tenchi Muyo one, and that one's from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's funny enough. It's with the cell. One of the twins. It should have had the other twin in the picture, but they would have done it in layers. I got it for like $5 because the guy didn't have it labeled correctly. Because they had like all these animes where like they had the names on them, the prices, and then they just had like generic ones that just random characters like nobody they didn't know, and that was in the we didn't know what it was, and I'm like, I remember you. You're the season of Yu Yu Hakusho nobody watched. So I was excited, but those are literally from the show, so those are like one of ones. Like there would have just been like the one cell from that one particular frame. So those are cool. Again, not the most expensive. Like the Iaka is probably like maybe like worth probably in the $100 range. The Yu technically probably be a little bit more. Definitely what I paid for it. Just because it's an anime that's well more liked, even though it's a random scene. Probably not. It's too high, too expensive of a figure for me to want to pick up anymore. Because even back in the day, it was too expensive. Let's see what time it is. I want to put stuff on eBay. Still haven't figured out what I want to put. This is tough because most everything else that's here I kind of like. I would maybe cut down on some stuff like the Demon Slayer things I've been debating on cutting down on a bit. So I have a lot of Shinobu figures because I really like Shinobu. But I probably don't need as many Shinobu. Because I also have all the Figmas, but the Figmas like, oh, it hurts my feelings. Like the prices of those aren't the best. That's one of those like I'm half tempted just to get rid of all the random characters I have and just keep the Shinobus and call it a day. Oh yeah, I should unbox those turtles. All right, yeah, we'll do that real quick and then I'll probably call it a day. Yeah, it's just figure arts in general has been my problem. So I ended up because it's like the they're making Hero from Gundam Wing, and I'm like, sweet, I love Gundam Wing, I love the characters in it. It'd be cool to have it to go next to the Gundam Universe figure. And then I seen it was $100, and I'm like, it's not that cool. It's just generic anime dude in a t-shirt comes with some extra hands and a gun. Why is it $100? Why? I know why, but why? Like $50 for those things. Like the $50-$60 was kind of, it was like pushing it. Like I thought those prices were fair, but for figures like that don't really come with that much stuff, be nice if they had a little bit more. But that price point, I thought they were acceptable. $100, not as cool anymore. It's like they just did the general from Kaiju number 8. I still kind of want to grab him, but he's like 130. It's tough. It's like I haven't pre-ordered the Monster Arts King Ghidorah yet either, the show one, because I have the bootleg at 300s. 300's tough. Like even they re-release Destroy It, and he's like 2 something. It's getting a little hard. Hard to justify buying those things. Favorite turtle? It's always Donatello. I've always been a big Donatello dude. Oh yeah, actually, the one I gotta sell is drop him on the floor. He loses his pants. But I have a Guillermo del Toro from NECA. Need to sell him. But I finally I had him, couldn't find the box. Find the box. Now I can't find his stupid book. Somewhere in here. But it fell down. I don't know where. So at some point, I'm going to be redoing the basement windows. I got to move stuff around and clean up. Yeah, no, it hurts. So it's just like I said. So I'm like, so it's cool. Probably skipping on it for now. Like if the tariff situation changes, I maybe would be more willing to hop on them again. But at the current prices, it's just hard to justify. So right now, like my anime collecting is pretty much just statues now for the most part. Yu Hakusho would probably be the only one I would probably be like if they made more characters, I'd be willing to hop into at the inflated prices. But it was just like I just got like the Shangri-La Frontier one, which I liked, but now I'm like I don't know if I'm gonna buy any of the other ones, so I might get rid of him. Just stick with statues if I'm gonna buy more stuff. And even then, I might even just cut back and not even buy the statues. Call it a day on that. So for the most part, it's probably going to be me putting up like quite a bit of like random anime figures. Then I'm just going to eventually just replace the statues. For the most part. Godzilla, like I'm still willing to buy unique monster arts. Which means that if I need to get the Showa Ghidorah, I'm just Showa Ghidorah is probably gonna be one of those ones like when it comes out, I'll buy it because then I can do a payment plan. I'm probably not gonna pre-order it though, because I also don't think it's gonna really sell out before then. So not too worried about it, anyways. At least for like those expensive monster arts, like the 100-ish ones, I can live with, but anything over like $200 is just gonna have to wait. Oh, like your donut putts? Figure out General Grievous. But he's a cool one. Oh yeah, I need it. Okay, we got it. Okay, so the primary reason we're opening this up is because there have been known issues with these guys. The stuff could be broken. So we're just gonna make sure nothing's broken. Because currently the stateside figures still aren't bad to pick up for the most part. I pre-ordered the Fallout figures that McFarlane's doing. Oh, that's... I thought that was attached to the thing. It was just kind of sitting here. Oh, this isn't cool. So Donatello's like right behind the cardboard bit there. Oh, they're all attached in plastic. No, do I have nippers? Oh, I do. Oh, these are my good nippers. I don't want to use this. Got an X-Acto blade. We're gonna sit here and cut things for a minute. Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to try to see what I'm doing. Destroy away. Okay. I think that's scary about using the X-Acto blade is randomly lodging it into the figure, but so far I've been very good about not doing that. So. Alright, Splinter's free. Oh, I had his arm upside down. I was like, why is this thing folding in a weird way? Oh, that would probably help. Please. Just drop my X-Acto blade. Here's Splinter. Looking good. He's got a giant old copyright information on the back of his coat. It's made out of soft rubber for the centerpiece. Is he wearing a t-shirt? Why is it green? Right there. Yeah. Hey, I haven't done it in a minute. Knock on wood. Shoot. I was gonna say, where did the little staff go? I like that he holds it like a gun. It's like pew pews. Why is it in sections? Oh, it's got a little sword. Neato. Not too bad. Everything seems in order with that one. All right, screw it. This is taking too long. It's this fur. Why is this fur green? Don't understand. I'm also sad at that Target that they didn't have another one of these. Either way, I had to wait till payday. But I do want this set. Alright, Donatello's free. Donatello. Seems pretty good. Articulation-wise, don't see anything too... I wish I could show it more. You see, like, right there, the color is a little off-center right there. Like, goes from his neck to green. It does look kind of gray, but it's definitely green. Pretty sweet. Oh, now I think about it, they ever fix? Because wasn't there something about the mouse were wrong? Yeah, they're flip-flop. That's what it was. Chester. He is older, so I guess that sort of makes sense. I was like, what the heck's still attached? I'm like, oh, he's still got a waist one. Ugh. Now I'm free. There we go. Got a Got a little plastic wrap on the side. I'm trying not to get all the accessories out because I don't want to lose them. I know we had that problem with the Donatello from last time. Raphael, looking good. Not too crazy there. Like I said, mainly just opening these just to make sure everything's hunky-dory on them. Because this set, even though it's new, is kind of known for having some QC problems. So just in case that there is an issue. Yeah, the skin tone was off a little bit on those ones for sure. I'm actually impressed that Playmates actually decided to give us new versions of those. Because all this required remaking, I don't know about retooling, but just like remaking the molds. So it was more expensive for them to give us this set than to just toss those turtles in here with these. I will say Leo's got the most messed up face, though. He's got focus underneath his chin there. The plastics quality is kind of rough. What is that, actually? So I didn't notice until we got it out, but it's definitely the wrong texture. Like, it's almost like somebody got glue on it. Scoop kerosene. Alright, so Leo's a bit messed up. I'm gonna be honest. Ooh, Mikey's got one tight head joint. Everything on Mikey seems to be all in order. I'll take a picture once we get done streaming. Is anybody else's face that messed up? Like, they all got a little bit of that, like, plastic thing going on. Kind of like if you see the Mattel Jurassic Park figures where, like, there's, like, the flakes and, like, it's almost like the plastic looks recycled. Because you can see, like, some discoloring in the plastic, and that's kind of what's going on with these. Because even the Donatello, you can see there's, like, a bit of a shift in the coloring, where at certain sections it's a different color than others. It's just the problem Leo has, like, a big spot of it. And it's also kind of rough in that section too. Like, it's rough, like right on the top of his head, there's a bit of a You can almost kind of see it, but there's like a swirled dimple thing going on there. Yeah, Donnie's kind of got a little thing going on the back of his head too. I'd have to look at it better. Because to be honest, I might be able just to sand it down, and like kind of polish it out, and just make it smooth. might be the trick there. Oh, I sort of love, and hate the shredder. I like the cape. The cape's pretty sweet. The only thing with the shredder is he looks so much like something you'd buy at the dollar store. Like just the way like the helmet and the eyes kind of look. I wish he was a little bit more bulky. Kind of like the toy. Like he's a little too lean. But yeah, function-wise, everything seems good. Try to see if I can look at this a little bit better before. Only just chest it. If even. He looks somebody that likes the CrossFit. Yeah, because to me, it looks like there's something raised on it. And I might be able to get lucky and just use some of the Gundam sanding sticks and just go with a really high grit and just try to knock it down a little bit. I think might do the job there. Like I said, it looks like, I don't know if it's glue or some plastic got on it. It's definitely unique looking. That's for sure. It's got a bit more of a swirls. Yeah, there's a few other weapons. Because pretty much what's left in the box is there's a crossbow for Splinter, there's a throwing star, there's an arrow for the bull that just fell out. Mikey's on the nunchucks, and then it's more of like the random like old fashioned weapon, a dagger. I think that's about it. Back of the package is pretty sweet. It's like the turtle lair. You got everybody's favorite redhead. So honestly, it's not too bad because you also got to remember that like this set was like $55. So you get 6 figures for pretty much less than $10 a piece. It's not bad. Wish we didn't acquire the Mikey, the Leonardo issue, but overall, I don't think it's really all that bad. They did get shrunken down for sure. That's the one cool thing about like the old Playmates is like everything was like everything looked like over the top, and I was always digging that. I had a quick thought. I was like, no, that wouldn't work. Because I was like, maybe you just swap the head out. And I'm like, why would that work? You don't want to put Acme head on the other one. Yeah, especially like we were just complaining about tariffs and everything. Like how like the figure arts and everything's been going up. Like that's a steal in comparison. Because those were like, were they like about 15, like 12 to 15 a piece for those guys? So like you're definitely saving money, which is cool. Buying it that way. But like I said, but the problem is because of the cost, it's been more QC issues with it than I would say the normal set. yeah, like in terms of collecting, I've been more excited about trying to pick up like older stuff than trying to get into more newer things. Like getting some of the Men in Black ones. I wouldn't mind finishing the Lost in Space figures. It's a few of the Alien vs. Predator figures I still need to get. Dragonheart, I wouldn't mind grabbing some of the old ones. Also for new figure wise, I recently got these ones, which is the Marvel Legends Gameverse ones from the fighting game. Which these guys are sweet. I was able to find these. I've been doing 2-packs, so you get Thanos and Psylocke. I mainly want to grab that just because of the Street Fighter figures. Because I loved Marvel vs. Capcom. And I liked the Marvel fighting game I used to play. Like, whenever we were at arcade, if they had one, would want to play it. Street Fighter, like I still have like Street Fighter 2, like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 4. Didn't play as much Alpha and the original. We had the original actually at a church I used to play games at. Sucked at it, but we had it. But anyways, I think that's good enough for the stream because we just hit 9 o'clock and I probably should have been bed already. So I think I'll figure out what I'm going to do about putting stuff up for sale. So like I said, I kind of worked out some of the stuff in my head. I think I'm just... the only thing that sucks is my Tanjiro's damaged from figure arts. I had to repair his neck. So I had to state that in the listing, which sucks. The other sucky thing is they're all the Good Smile exclusives, and that doesn't even really help the cost any of them. I think I'm still probably going to be losing money on each of them. Just like, make quite a bit of room though. I'll probably be like tossing those guys up. I still have the My Hero Academia ones. Oh yeah, turtle ones? It's the only reason I want those Ling Ji-hoon ones is because they remind me a lot of the Tournament Fighter figures. I know they won't scale well with them, but I like them. It's just hard because they're like about $100 a piece. If they were like in the 50-ish range, I would be way more on board with that. 100. Should bug Calcus and see if they'll send me them. I doubt it though. Yeah, those are one of the NECA ones I wish I would have grabbed was the Turtles in Time ones, because that's one of my favorite games. I have the arcade cabinet, so that's one of the ones I wouldn't mind getting more of. But problem is space. Like I like the cartoon Turtles, but I don't really have a whole lot of space for things that aren't movie related. It's pretty much that and Last Ronin's mainly what I've been sticking with. And then like I have my old Playmates ones because I have the set, so might as well. And I got like one of them autographed. Yeah, well, yeah, that and also just like the NECA's have been going up too, so I get a little bit more stingy on what I'm trying to grab. Like NECA wise, it's pretty much the Badlands Predator stuff I'll probably pick up. And the Ronin stuff. But even the Ronin stuff, I'm kind of getting to where I don't really feel like... Because I really love the last Ronin. The newer stuff, not as much, but still fine. So I don't know if I need to be picking up like the new Turtles and stuff. I'm debating. Probably will, but debating. Yeah, I think that was pretty much... Oh, and then of course the 2012 Turtles. I'll probably grab them. Not sure where they're going. It's also a reason I gotta make some more room. They're gonna need like a couple shelves inevitably when they all come out. But anyways, you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys like people to do what you're gonna donate, greatly would appreciate. If you guys like to pick up some collectibles for yourself, depending on what you're buying, there's a link in the description for Calcus Toys. If you guys like to pick up your Hiya Godzilla figures, it's currently pretty much my only real go-to import site at the moment, because they have a stateside warehouse. For like the China release figures or stateside wise, Entertainment Earth's another good option just because they do free shipping. I currently actually just pre-ordered my the McFarlane Fallout figures. I pre-ordered on there because they're doing the video game ones, and Vegas is my favorite, and they had the Ranger up there. He's sold out now, but still excited I was able to grab them. Yeah, they need to finish the first comic. I wish they would stop going into other things without finishing some other things. Because he's the big one that they haven't done yet. It's also Baxter. Get a Baxter would be kind of cool. And then there's like a couple of the other foot soldiers would be also nice to see. But anyways, we also got the Etsy if you guys would like to pick up some custom beams. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll probably actually have a review up for tomorrow. I don't think I'll probably end up streaming tomorrow. So like I said, tomorrow is going to be like putting some stuff up in eBay to make room and probably working on commissions. So I'll see you guys.